Happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Home Solutions. Dennis Purvis live and direct here at the Mix 1041 studios. Hope everybody's having a great week. Hopefully it's spring is here to stay. Seems like the weather can't decide what it wants to do lately, but hopefully we've got some good weather coming around the corner. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you're out today. Maybe you're out getting some things scratched off your honey-do list. You're out running some errands, headed to the local hardware stores, local nurseries, wherever it is today. Thank you for listening, whether you're tuned in your car, listening from home, maybe streaming online. Maybe you're listening through the Mix 1041 app. And for everybody on Facebook, hi over there. Hope everybody's doing well. Today, as always, we're sponsored by Pro 93 Home Solutions, which I'm partial to as one of the owners. And just remember, folks, we're your local general contractor that can handle just about any of your needs, from small repairs to kitchen, bath remodels, additions, full custom houses. Whatever you need, we can build it. We can fix it. We'd love an opportunity to work with you. And one of the aspects of our company that we've really focused on here in the last year has been roofing. And so I am happy to have my partner in crime and co-owner of Pro 93, Jesse Matthews, with me today. How you doing, brother?
Doing great, man. Glad to be here.
And this is something that's it's something that I think sets us apart here in the area, as we have partnered with the company Provia, which some of you may know. You may have some of their doors, windows, their vinyl siding on your homes, but they also are one of the leading manufacturers of metal shingles. And I know enough about it to be dangerous, which is why I got Jesse here, who runs the roofing side of our business. But we are your local certified installer and distributor of Provia metal shingles. It's something we're going to really focus on in the upcoming years. We've been really fortunate so far in how this has grown for us. And Jesse, just real quick, metal shingles. People may hear that and they may think, oh, it's just like a tin roof. What sets this product apart, first off, from other roofing materials?
Well, one is going to be the look. The look of the metal stamp panels come in a shake look and a slate look. So that in itself is going to be different than the standing seam metal that it would be somewhat comparable to. However, the longevity of the roof, this is probably going to be, Provia markets this as probably one of the last roofs you're ever going to have because of the 50-year manufacturer warranty, which is transferable.
No, it's a lifetime warranty.
A lifetime warranty,
but
sorry.
It's 50 years transferable.
50 years transferable.
Yeah, and you heard that, folks, just to be clear, it's a lifetime warranty. So when they say last roof you're ever going to need, if you've put, typical metal, which is very, very common around here, or an asphalt shingle. Mm-hmm. If you've lived in your house more than 10, 15 years, chances are you may be working on your second one.
Right.
And I think one of the things they say about this is you can put this on and forget it.
That's right. And I just heard that this morning on two phone calls that I had before I got here. Was I have a customer that is tired of dealing with a roof every 15 years, every 10 years, and so he's like, I just want to put the last roof on and not have to deal with this again. This is a gentleman that lives up on a hill, gets a lot of wind, a lot of storm-related issues that we have in the Tennessee Valley. So this is the metal stamp panel is a really, really good roof that you won't have to worry about it for a long time.
Go ahead.
I was going to say the resale value is just as important on something like that as well. Most of the time, these stamp panels go on to a house where you're not going to end up moving out. This is probably your long-term house, that's your forever house. But when you get up in age and you start talking about maybe transferring this house into a will or to a family, to a son, a daughter, whatever, with the transferable, warranty on something like that, your resale value, if you go to sell it, is going to be stronger on a metal stamp panel than it would be any other material.
Yeah, it's definitely going to set you apart in the market. And you talked about the different slate and shake, but I think one of the things I love about it is they've kept it with very neutral colors that are going to last the design fads.
Right.
And if any folks have watched recently how vinyl siding has changed from the white and cream we kind of grew up with to dark blues and black gutters and the sage green kind of trim pieces.
Right.
So they've designed this from a from a pure design point to be able to fit whatever else you've got going on your house.
That's right.
And if you decide to change your mind about the exterior of your house, it's not, the roof is going to complement it.
It does complement. And sometimes when you start looking at shingle colors, there's a huge variance in shingle colors. And with these calm colors, very neutral colors, you can find a shade of brown or a darker gray, even a dark black, something like that. It's going to accent the entire structure of the home.
Yeah.
It complements well.
And the Provia system, it really is a system. Like every part of the roof is meant and designed to go together.
This is very unique in the roofing world, but this is a very custom built roof system for your individual home. This isn't just a cookie cutter type process that you go through when ordering materials. With all the measurements of whatever measurements you need to get the materials on the job site, specifically, this is a custom built roof for your particular home.
And I know at times we've talked about this. You've already mentioned the forever home component of this. But the first question people are going to say is, all right, great. How much does it cost?
Yeah.
And this is a high-end product.
This is a very high-end premium product.
But it's also, when they say, when you do the math, if this is a house you're going to stay in, I think you showed me the other day, with just typical rates of inflation, which we're seeing not typical rates right now. But when we're seeing this now, if you factor in the fact of what an asphalt shingle roof would cost you right now, mm-hmm. and one in 15 years mm-hmm. with just standard inflation, you actually come out on the good end.
Yeah. Well, this is definitely something when you got to look at the economics of everything on your return on investment. Because when you start looking at a roof, you got to look at how much money you're spending, but what's the long-term effect that you're getting with that cost. It's just like someone putting solar panels on. You're, in a sense, you're saving money on your energy, but you have to pay an upfront cost in order to get those savings. It's the same situation when it comes to this kind of roof. You have to return. What's the return on your investment?
Which is, I think, there is long-term value there. Talk about how does this house protect compared to a typical metal product where tough rib or standing seam or a shingle roof. Mm-hmm. Where does it lay? So
the metal itself is a 26 gauge metal. Your tough rib metals typically are around a 29, and then you have variances on your standing seam. So the durability, because of the thickness of the panel itself, that's where you get your long-term protection.
Gotcha.
Not only that, but all roofing materials have to go through some sort of third-party testing when it comes to storm damage. So your hail and your wind and your rain, the corrosion, all of that's been tested by a third party, and then it falls in the line of wind speed ratings, depending on how many fasteners you use per panel. There's different variances that you can go through on how much wind damage it will sustain. So the third party itself has approved this for the highest wind speed rating that you can get. So between the thickness of your panel, the third party testing, you're getting a good protection for that roof system.
And coming along with that protection, people usually think, okay, what's the warranty? And we kind of already teased it out there mm-hmm. earlier, but it truly is. It's a lifetime warranty through Provia.
Right. Lifetime limited transferable warranty is very hard to come by. There's not a whole lot of other roofing companies that do a lot of transferability.
And they do limit that, but it's on 50 years.
It's on a 50-year term.
But it's unlimited transfer. So, folks, very simply what that means is that your house could change hands 6 times in the next 50 years. But those folks are all going to get a benefit of that warranty up into 50 years of its install.
That's right. And not only that, but certified installers have to go through. This isn't just a standard metal roof system that just anybody that's ever worked with metal can go through and install this roof. There's certified training that has to be done for at least a site supervisor. A foreman has to oversee the project. There are installers that are very savvy in the field, and they catch on very quick, but there has to be a certified installer that's gone through training in order to put this type of roof system on. And
I think that's one thing that sets us apart at Pro 93 is that we've got multiple people now that have been trained, that have went to their headquarters in Ohio, mm-hmm. Spent time in this training. I know you've went through this training. When you went through that training, and really got, I mean, you build a roof.
Oh yeah.
What stood out to you? You've been on a lot of roofs.
Yeah.
You've seen a lot go in and out. What stood out to you? What was your impression once you got to see how everything, because folks, when we say this isn't just shingles, this is every piece of trim.
Yeah.
The ridge vent. I mean, everything, the boots. Like, these aren't just the standard pipe boots
Right.
that you see. These things are all kind of reinforced, kind of space age looking, but I know it sounds crazy, but it's kind of like a little bit like IKEA or a Lego set. Everything just goes in its place.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. The thing that stood out to me was when you have a custom design material that drops on your job site, and then it's just a matter of putting together a Lego set, because everything is custom made for that particular roof system. So when you already have the look and the architectural design of how your roof is laid out with your valleys and your hips and your ridges, your starter shingles, like those are custom cut for your particular house. So all you're really doing is you're literally putting together a Lego component.
Yeah.
When those materials are dropped.
Which is why having somebody that's certified, that's worked with that before, especially with maybe a crew that's done metal, but not this kind, having that person on site is very important.
Very important. And it's peace of mind knowing that you've got someone that's there on your job site, Pro 93 specifically, certified installers and a certified dealer. To know that someone has been through all that training is going to give you peace of mind knowing that whoever's on your roof is going to be doing it the right way.
And you talked about, and for folks that don't know, that may be listening this morning before we go to break, if you just want to break down a little bit, how do you, because it's amazing to me watching you guys work when you do your measurements. What goes into making sure you've got everything right? Like, what tools are you guys using? Especially with a lot of these larger homes that are architectural roofs that are kind of cut up. How do you make sure those things are right?
Well, with technology nowadays, there's very, very smart individuals that have created apps and aerial views with drones.
Yeah.
There's multiple companies that are out there that give aerial views. So with those aerial views, it gives, you can even be on the ground nowadays with an app. I just worked on one the other day out in Dunlap where you literally walk around the whole perimeter of the house and you take pictures of different angles around on the ground, not even having to be up on the roof, and it'll spit out the measurements of your square count.
Wow.
It'll give the measurements of your eaves and your rakes and your ridges and your valleys, like all the things that you would do the old school way by hand. With technology and computers now, it just simplifies the process.
And with the slope of some of these roofs, that's super important, just from a safety point of view of having somebody not have to go up there and measure it.
From a safety issue, and for one that's been on many, many roofs over the years, like it almost makes people drop their jaw on an older person to say, well, I don't need to get on your roof. I just need to take a couple pictures. And then a lot of times they're like, well, how are you going to get my measurements?
Yeah.
Technology helps us in the roofing world do that.
Especially if they've been through the roof process before.
Right.
Like, this isn't how they did it last time.
Right.
So, yeah, it's something that has been exciting for us, I know, as a company to be able to offer this product. So, folks, we're headed to break, but if any of this is striking your fancy, so to speak, or you just got questions about the process, we do free estimates. We'd love to talk to you. Give us a call, 458-4135, or you can always go to our website, pro93homesolutions.com. We've got a contact us button there that you can send. It comes directly to Jesse and I. We'll give you a call, get you set up for an estimate, and come out and take a look. And just remember, our website will be new and improved here soon. We're in the middle of a kind of a redesign. It's functioning right now. Everything's good. You won't go there to see under construction, but where this is a new product, one of the things we're redoing the website for is to have this metal shingles as kind of a linchpin of some of the services and products we offer. So hang in there. We come back. We're going to talk a little more about this, what makes this a special roof, and it may fit what you're looking for in your life. Hang in there. You're listening to Home Solutions right here on Mix 104.1 and 101.3 The Buzz. Are you tired of going to YouTube or Google for answers to your home improvement questions? Maybe you have more projects than you have time. No matter where you are in the process, Pro 93 Home Solutions is ready to serve you. Pro 93 is a local, veteran-owned company offering residential and commercial remodeling, cleaning, and security. Contact us today at 458-4135 or online at pro93homesolutions.com. Let the pros at Pro 93 find the solution for your home or business. That's 458-4135. Welcome back, everybody. Second half of Home Solutions this week. Jesse Matthews, my partner at Pro 93, is here with us. Jesse is the brains behind the roofing side of our business, and we're talking today about the Provia metal shingle product that we are offering, that we have got one going in here in a couple weeks up in the Sweetwater area. We're excited about what's happening with that, the opportunities. Bringing this to Cleveland, there's very few of these in and around this area, so we're excited that this has become not just an option but a great option, and we're looking forward to talking to some of you folks that are listening right now. Maybe this is something that's interesting to you if you're thinking about a roof. So Jesse, if somebody is thinking about a roof, what are the things that you kind of look for and when you're talking to customers that makes them a good candidate, or some things they need to be thinking about if they're looking towards this product?
Well, I mean, first of all, you've probably been in the roof, or you've been in the house long enough to understand that there's damages that are happening, wear and tear on the existing materials that are on your roof. You're starting to see shingles on the ground. You're starting to see granules in your gutters. We've had windstorms. We've had hailstorms. So there's a lot of things that contribute towards that roof taking a beating. Yeah. Per se, through storms. So, first of all, you have to have an identity of a need. You have to identify your need. And then from there, it's a price comparison, trying to figure out, is this a long-term value of what you're going to do for your house? Because, again, with it being a higher premium product, this is something that you have to do a cost analysis to make it worth your while. The way that this roof system is created, it gives you a lot of energy savings. So once you start doing the cost savings on that with energy, just because of the way it's manufactured, you'll have some savings there to offset the cost of the front end to do the replacement.
And talk a little bit about that. One of the things I know that's important to Provia is environmental stewardship. I know that's a big fixture of their company across the board with their products. But I know that there's some energy efficiency items that putting this roof on is going to help you a little. I mean, first of all, folks, think about when you're putting asphalt shingles on your roof, most of the time those are dark colors. They're black. If we learned anything in 5th grade physical science, it's black is going to draw that heat in. So you basically, and that's why if you've ever been on a shingle roof on a hot July day, it's not fun, is it, Jesse?
Very highly recommended to use gloves when you
use gloves. Yeah.
A lot of times people are asking, why are you wearing gloves when you're walking on the roof? Well, if you've ever slipped and you go to catch yourself, if you don't have gloves, you're going to be burned up.
Yeah,
out of experience. But yeah, so this roof, with it being environmentally steward, of that nature, the energy efficiency, so it'll contribute to the low cost of your utilities. This is recycled metal as well. So that, if you're environmentally conscious, that's a huge benefit of looking into this roof system.
Repurposing that. And then, folks, I mean, you think about energy costs are going to do nothing but go up. That's what they do. So if you're saving at what may be hundreds of dollars now, think about that could be thousands of dollars 10, 20 years from now. And because you are... in any time we do, and Jesse's talked about kind of that return on your investment, we can help you with that. We can show you how the numbers, look, we provide the information. We don't, we're never going to try to push you into anything. If you know Jesse Matthews at all, that's not how he goes about selling, and that's not how our sales folks that he trains goes about selling. We are about trying to find the right fit for your family. We're not roofers out here chasing storms. We're not out just trying to get another transaction. We're here to build a relationship, and part of that is finding what fits for your family and your budget. There's price is a big part of that. The value, am I going to get this money back? And I can tell you, I don't think we would have signed on with this if we didn't see that with our own homes and with our own, our budgets. And we got families and kids, and we understand the costs that are out there right now. But if this is a home that you're going to be in, and you're expected to be in this home, this might be a good fit for you. Not only we've talked about lifetime warranty, and that covers parts and labor, folks. Provia is not messing around. It's a parts and labor, transferable for up to 50 years. Jesse talked earlier about the protection, but let's talk again about, especially in this market, curb appeal.
Yeah,
that first impression. A metal roof is definitely probably going to set you apart in your neighborhood or from other comps around you when you're looking to sell a home.
It does. So with curb appeal, it's an aesthetic look.
Yeah.
So when you start looking at the shake and the slate and the metal, it's unique.
And honestly, just shake and slate itself aren't common in this area.
Correct.
So to be able to have just that look is going to set your house apart. And look, we've got folks that want this just because of that look. They love that look. And, this is still cheaper than putting a slate roof on your house.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. This is a cheaper option than that. And even your neighborhoods, if you want something unique, if you want something different, this is the product for you.
Yeah.
Because of, again, the shake and the slate is a very different look than a standing seam or a tough rib type metal. And if you want to just kind of your neighborhood, just have something different than your neighbor, don't go with a shingle.
Yeah.
Because that's very, very, very common.
Yeah.
This is a very unique product.
And listen, we had a gentleman just the other day, got a very nice house, large house, knows he needs a new roof. And he said, look, I've got a nice house. I'm tired of this. I want a roof that's going to complement the value of my home.
That's right.
I want the best materials.
That's right.
And first thing we say is, look, here are your options. I mean, even in the high end look, there's kind of a good, better, best.
For sure.
From designer shingles, standing seam metal, kind of more traditional standing seam, or metal shingles.
That's it.
And we're excited because to be a Cleveland company, to be able to bring this product to the market, I'm pretty positive we're the only ones in the area that have. I know we're the only Provia distributor and installer, and to also be able to put this out as another product we can do. It's exciting for us to kind of bring this to the market here. So we're excited. We want to hear your questions. We want to hear your concerns. We want to hear how maybe we can help you, so you want to. And listen, folks, we loved coming out and doing estimates and getting to know you. 458-4135 is the best number to reach us. Pro93homesolutions.com is the best place to go. We've talked about lifetime warranty, and that sounds great. But sometimes you think about that, and there's all this different stuff that has to go into getting that warranty. The nice thing with Provia is it isn't like, you get tires for life as long as you do every single service of your vehicle at our garage for the end of time, and that includes letting us vacuum it. Right? You go find out when you need tires. What is the maintenance on these roofs? Like, what's required of folks to keep the appearances up? Is this a high maintenance product? Usually, a lot of times high dollar premium products come with some high dollar, you buy an expensive car, oil changes just went from $70 to $400. Right. What's the maintenance on these things?
Very, very low maintenance. So the way that these panels are manufactured and built, there's a low resistance for any algae or any buildup of debris.
Yeah.
A lot of times what you'll see on most roof systems would be a buildup of some sort of material, some sort of growth.
Yeah.
The way that these are made, we can get into the finish system on it, but how they're made limits the amount of growth of mildew and anything that sets up on the roof.
And if you're a listener of the show, we had Brandon from Renew Exteriors on here a couple weeks ago, and he scared me to death because he said, hey, chances are anything that's growing on your house, anything you see on your house is alive. And I just looked at him and said, that's how horror movies start. The house that came alive. And it's and it is. And again, not to get into the weeds, but science has come a long way on these products.
No, it's a beautiful thing. And then the stain protection that one of the other options that they give when they manufacture this panel is stain protection.
Yeah.
You can drive down through some different neighborhoods that I've seen myself personally, and I've noticed that there's a lot of mildew that's growing. And then with that, even with a soft wash, that cleans it. But sometimes it'll leave a stain, and the way that this panel is made, it limits and reduces that option for growth to happen.
And I can tell you, I know it's radio, but for you guys on Facebook land, I can tell you, my big butt has stepped on one of these panels because we've got them in the office. And that's the other thing. We've got examples of the whole system that we can bring and show you if this is something that's interested to you. But I have stepped on this panel and it's come right back. Mm-hmm. So you're going to have to get some substantial hail to do the damage I'm going to do. Right. But it's, this is I heard somebody say, and I can't remember who it was. Maybe it may have been you or somebody. It was one of our guys that just got back from training and said, you're bulletproofing your house.
Right.
That's what he felt like. It's a bulletproofing system for your house.
Yeah.
And here's the cool thing. If it's not, you got a lifetime warranty. 50 years worth of transferability. Folks, it's got curb appeal. It's got protection. It's energy efficient. For a lot of you that may be listening, that may be checking the boxes of what you're listening and what you're hoping for. And the cool thing is, you don't have to go through this process again.
Right.
Chances are this roof is going to outlast everybody listening to this. Mm-hmm. You put it on your house, and we're not going to be around to see it fail, because that's how these things are built and how tested they are. So Jesse, we got a few minutes here. One of the things we do every week, and I'm going to put you on the spot. But we try to do a tip for homeowners. We got a lot of DIYers that listen to the show and watch us every week, or just homeowners that are trying to navigate some processes that you only come across every couple years. We're getting into storm season. We've already had some high winds around here just in the last couple weeks. We've already had some hail here in the area in the last couple weeks. If folks feel that they have gotten storm damage, maybe some compromised, their shingles are starting to go missing, they see something, or they got a leak inside, which is kind of the telltale sign. But when they're seeing that, they know they're insured. Kind of real quick, we got a couple minutes here. What's the process they need to go through to help navigate this without the headaches? What's your advice to folks?
One of the things that you have to identify, you have to put yourself in the shoes of your insurance company if you're going to go through the filing of the claims process. As you walk outside your house, if you're starting to see shingles that are on the ground, if you're starting to see you're going up to clean your gutters out, it's that time of year, I guess, granules that have rolled off the top of those shingles and they're in the gutters. And then not only that, insurance companies will look for collateral damage. Your gutters and downspouts are the perfect signs of hail. If it's impacted your gutters and downspouts because of the soft metals, chances are it's also damaged the shingles as well. I've seen insurance companies turn down insurance claims because they might have seen some damage on the shingles, but there was no damage on the gutters and downspouts. And when you start looking at your downspouts, there's going to be little, almost looks like marble-sized little dings that will dent the soft metal. And as you put your hand up and down on that downspout and put your finger across the top of your gutter, if there's dents, then chances are you've also got something going on your roof. You can look at your mailbox. A mailbox is another option. Yeah. To where we've had some hail in some of these big windstorms. If you've got dents on your mailbox, top of your car, things like that. If you've got damage around the collateral areas of your house, chances are you need to get a certified installer or a roofing contractor to come up and take a look at your roof shingles.
And understand, so I know everybody's kind of leery about filing a claim. Oh, my insurance is going to go up. We don't have any problem with them calling us first. We'll come out and do a free inspection and kind of give them our takes. And I know we can't always be sure because we're not insurance agents.
Correct.
Or adjusters. But what we can tell you is based on our experience.
Correct.
What we would do if we were in your shoes.
And I've networked over the years with a lot of insurance companies, a lot of insurance agents, and the first thing that I get a phone call for is, hey, I've got a policyholder that's called me that seems to think they've got storm damage. Can you go out and look and see if it's going to if the repairs are going to cover the deductible?
Yep.
Is it going to make sense for my policyholder to do a claim? And without them filing the claim, I'll go out and do an estimate, do a write-up and say, okay, if your deductible is $1,000, this repair is going to be under $1,000. No sense in filing the claim.
And so listen, folks, I know it's a lot of information, but we're here to help. 458-4135. If you've got a roofing question, just call, ask for Jesse. He'll be more than happy to talk with you and help you. I want to thank everybody for listening today. And one more tip as we were talking about that. If you haven't reviewed your homeowner's policy with your agent in a while, stop what you're doing, pull the car over, call your agent, and review it. Make sure you've got good coverage. Make sure you know what your deductible is. Finding all that out at a critical time only sometimes creates more anxiety in an already tough situation. Having that information beforehand and just refreshing yourself going to put you in good shape. Look, we're here to help. You got insurance problems, we do not mind. We're one of the few contractors, I'll tell you, we do not mind doing insurance work. We've been doing it for a long time. We appreciate you. Thank you for listening, Jesse. Thank you so much for being here today. Yep. We'll see you guys next week. You've been listening to Home Solutions right here on Mix 104.1 and 101.3 The Bus.